Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. Lots and lots of news to bring you today. But before we get into that, please do me a small favour. If this is your first time watching today, make sure to subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, and be sure to like the video as well. Let's try and see 500 likes on this episode. So on the show this morning, we're going to be talking about Kobbie Mainoo and Garnacho's new contract issue. We'll also be talking about a potential January move for Ipswich striker Liam Delap. Also a bit about Rashford, and also talking about tonight's game against Newcastle United. But before we get into all of that, what I would like to know from you is your score predictions for the game this evening against Newcastle. Get in the comments section now. Let me know your thoughts. I'll start the show off with that part of the show. So, obviously, yeah, Newcastle at home in the Premier League. I'll be honest, I'm not feeling very confident at all. Newcastle are in absolutely amazing form at the moment. I think a draw would be a good result. And I know people are going to be like, a draw? Really? We need to win. We need to win. I mean, we need to win, obviously. But, trying to think of a realistic... Obviously, we're going to be out without Bruno Fernandes, and we're going to be out without Manuel Ugarte because both of those players got suspended. We've lost the last 3 games in a row. Obviously, lost 2-0 to Wolves, 3-0 to Bournemouth, and 4-3 to Tottenham. Newcastle are in 7th place on 29 points. We are 14th place on 22 points. I mean, if we look at the potential team, right? Let's do that first, and then we can kind of go from there and work out what we think the score is going to be. So we'll be without Ugarte and Bruno. So I imagine it will probably be Casemiro and Mainoo in the midfield, I imagine, as the two kind of number 6s. And then I imagine it will probably be... I mean, maybe Garnacho will play instead of Bruno in the attacking midfield position. I mean, maybe it'll be better. Maybe it will work. You know, maybe we'll look better without Bruno Fernandes. I think the only person I'm really concerned about is Manuel Ugarte, because it will most likely be Casemiro who plays in Ugarte's place. And Ruben Amorim clearly doesn't rate Casemiro. He just doesn't play him, does he? So, yeah. But score predictions-wise, I think there's going to be lots of goals. I'm going to go 2-2. Would I be happy with that? I mean, in the grand scheme of things... Not really, but you've got to be realistic. Newcastle have just beaten Aston Villa 3-0. The week before that, they beat Ipswich 4-0. The week before that, they beat Brentford 3-1. And the week before that, they beat Leicester 4-0. So in the last 4 games, they have scored 14 goals and only conceded 1 in the last 4 games. Whereas Man United, I think, we've been awful recently. So, yeah, the last 4 games for Man United, we lost 2-0 to Wolves, 3-0 to Bournemouth, 4-3 to Tottenham, and beat Man City 2-1. So we've scored 5 goals in the last 4 games, and we've conceded 10. So there's going to be lots of goals. He'll probably be relatively entertaining. It'll probably be like a basketball match. It'll be back and forth. I'm going to go 2-2, but at the same time, you never know. Anything could happen. We could either win it or we could lose 4-5-0. You know, it's one of those at the moment where it's virtually impossible to predict whether Man United are going to win, lose or draw at the moment, because you never know. We might win, but at the same time, we could easily lose 5-0 and I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah, I'm not feeling particularly hopeful, but let me know your score predictions in the live chat. I will be live straight after tonight's game for a match reaction, so that'll probably be about 10 o'clock tonight. Moving on from that, let's talk a little bit about Liam Delap. I'm going to get a poll running on the live chat. So, should United sign Delap for 30 million? So this story about Liam Delap has caught me by surprise a little bit today, to be honest. And the news this morning is that apparently Manchester United and Chelsea are trying to sign Ipswich Town striker Liam Delap. Obviously, he came from Man City originally, didn't he? He has a release clause in his contract of £30 million. And Man City also have a buyback clause of £20 million. Now, from what I've heard, there isn't any story suggesting that Man City are interested in him at the moment. It looks like it's Man United and Chelsea who are circling for Liam Delap's signature. Now, do I think he'd be a good signing for Manchester United? He's got 6 goals and 1 assist so far in the Premier League in 17 matches. 21 years of age. I mean, he's not a world-class striker, is he? And that's kind of what we need. If someone said to me, you're going to get Liam Delap and you're going to get Gyökeres and, then yeah, I think that would make sense, So you'd have 3 strikers. You'd have Liam Delap, Højlund and a Gyökeres or a Osimhen or someone of that quality. But adding Liam Delap to Rasmus Højlund doesn't make me think we're going to go from 14th to 4th. It kind of just feels like a mid-table type signing, if that makes sense. I know he's young. I know he's got a lot of potential. But I'm not sure if it's what Man United need right now. Like, to me, Liam Delap is kind of similar to Rasmus Højlund, and I don't think that's being harsh. I think he's of a similar level, similar age, similar amount of goals, similar profile, same position. I don't think either or one of them are much better than the other, realistically. Maybe Højlund's a little bit better, but not much. So, bringing someone in who is the same age as Højlund, who's kind of at the same ability level, doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. I think if we're able to go and get a proven goal scorer, I don't know, an Osimhen, Gyökeres, someone like that, then I think that would make a lot more sense for Manchester United. But it'll be interesting to see if Ineos think this is, one to progress. Obviously, he is young. He is obviously English, which would help with the homegrown quota. So, yeah. But for me personally, I think there are better options out there available. But to be fair, those better options will cost you more money. A Gyökeres is probably going to be 60 million. An Osimhen, I think, is 60 million. They're all going to be probably double the price of a Liam Delap, So I can understand why we're linked to this guy. Obviously, he's young and he has a lot of potential, but I'm not sure if it's what we need right now. You can let me know in the comment section, though. I've just started a poll as well. Should Manchester United sign Liam Delap for £30 million? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. All right, let's see what else we got. Al says, why are we not going for Santiago Jimenez? We scouted him 2 years ago, but Erik ten Hag chose Højlund instead. Santiago Jimenez is reasonably priced and a good player. I don't know, mate. I don't understand how our scouting works, to be honest. I can't answer that question. I've got no idea. I think at the time we were all talking about Jimenez, weren't we? But we went for Højlund. I've seen some people saying, which I think is a little bit harsh, some people saying, oh, we only went for Højlund because he has the same agent as Erik ten Hag. So just before we bought Højlund, Højlund moved to Erik ten Hag's agency, and loads of people were saying, oh, we've only signed him because he's one of Erik ten Hag's agents' clients. And I think Erik ten Hag's son works for the agency or something. There's this whole weird web when you delve deep into it. That Erik ten Hag's son works for this agency. The agency represents Erik ten Hag. They also represent Rasmus Højlund, a couple of other people as well. Let me just have a quick look to see what the agency's called. I can't remember. I've kind of removed it from my head. Is it S? No, it's called Kisvos Sports Entertainment. SEG it's called. So let's see which players they've got of Manchester United's. So I remember at the time there was some people quite concerned about this. So Rasmus Højlund signed to the agency. Cody Gakpo was signed to the agency. That was why we were heavily linked to Gakpo. And then obviously Erik ten Hag signed to the agency. So that was kind of where this story came from before, that Man United were buying players from the agent of Erik ten Hag's, But yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's a little bit harsh to say we only bought him because he's from Erik ten Hag's agency, but maybe there is some truth to it. I don't know. It sounded harsh to me, but you never know in football, do you? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on from that and let's talk about Kobbie, Mainoo and Garnacho, because the news coming out this morning is that Manchester United are now struggling to reach an agreement over new deals for Kobbie, Mainoo and Garnacho. I mean, the Kobbie, Mainoo one surprises me a bit, but the Garnacho one doesn't surprise me in the slightest. We know that Garnacho is going to want to leave Man United at some point. We know that, we know it's inevitable. Whereas for me, Kobbie Mainoo felt like a player who would stay at Man United his whole career. So that's a little bit surprising. Now, just to be very, very clear, this doesn't mean we won't agree deals with them. It just means at the moment we're struggling reach an agreement, which probably means they're not happy with the amount of money. Now, if Garnacho wants to leave, right, which he might, he's not really playing at the moment, he doesn't seem particularly happy, then the only thing that's going to make him stay is giving him lots of money, which I would not agree with. I don't think we should be giving Garnacho, vast amounts of money. I don't think he's of that quality yet. I actually think the amount of money he's on at the moment is probably fair. Garnacho got a new contract, I think it was 2 years ago, and he currently earns £50,000 a week, which I think is perfectly reasonable. 50 grand a week, 2.5 million a season. I feel like his contribution to the team is probably about that. He does still have, I think, 4 years left on his deal, so there's no real urgency to get this deal confirmed, because we still have 4 years left. But Kobbie Mainoo is a little bit of a different story. Kobbie Mainoo's only on £20,000 a week at the moment, and he's got 3 years left on his deal. So I think, Kobbie definitely deserves more than 20 grand a week. If you've got Casemiro on 350 grand a week who doesn't play, and then you've got Kobbie Mainoo who's starting every week, only getting 20, that doesn't make any sense. He should be on at least 50, so it's in line with Garnacho and the other similar players of the similar age and the similar quality level. So I don't know. I'm sure it will get sorted. I'm sure that Manchester United will work hard on securing a new deal for Kobbie Mainoo, but obviously it is a bit of a concern that, as it stands at the point of recording this video, Man United haven't been able to agree a new deal with them. So we'll wait and see how that one progresses. But yeah, it is a little bit of a concern. What else have we got in the chat this morning? Lots of people saying they don't want Delap. Yeah, I would agree on the Delap thing. I just think I don't really understand why we'd go for Delap, other than that it's cheap and that he's English. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't think it's going to take us from where we are now to where we want to be, So yeah. But I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. It's just a short one. I've got quite a busy day today, so I can't stay on for too long, but I will be back after tonight's game. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. This has been Daily with Devil. I'll speak to you all at about 10 p.m. UK time tonight. Hopefully we've just beaten Newcastle and we're all happy. But yeah, I'll speak to you at 10 o'clock tonight. Bye for now.